here at Iowa Motor Speedway. We're getting ready to kick off the second half of our regular season. Only five races left before we drop playoffs and we find out who's going to start battling for a championship. Joining me in the booth, as always, is my co-host for the Busch series, Mr. Alex Van Heevy. Alex, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yes.
It's Iowa. Iowa's a short track. It's one of those tracks where the high groove prevails. Not very often that there's a game in the heat or a track in the heat games with the high line that prevails. It's very interesting to me, at least. I love running Iowa. It's definitely has a big track feel to it, but it's definitely short. So, Alex, do you have any opening remarks about Iowa?
Different grooves. I've noticed a lot of different grooves. I've seen cars middle. I mean, pretty much all over the track. You just got to find that right line, right setup.
Anywhere's fast here.
Yes, anywhere really. If you have all four tires in the black, you're gonna fly around this place.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to move on to the Vice President of the WRL, Mr. Mike Senior. Mike, how are you doing?
Very good, Jade. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm just fantastic. Are you ready to go tonight?
Oh yeah. I've been working with teammates all week long. Actually, it's been a whole week of practice, full races, full setups, the whole 9 yards, trying to get this wheel dialed in. And I think the improvements that I got faster and faster and faster, and with a few more adjustments I made, I got the car stable. We'll see how this all turns out. Now let's see if all this hard work that the team put together to make this break out of that slump I've been in and get me a top 10 here.
Absolutely. This is definitely the turning point that everybody needs to start really looking towards the postseason and making sure a lot of drivers are getting ready to hit that race requirement that is required out of everybody. I know I was talking to one of your drivers, Casey, earlier, and I told him, he's gotta race out. He's got to be here every week if he wants to go battle for a championship here come postseason.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's ready. Obviously, we know, Goose is ready. US Truck, he's ready. He's already got himself locked in, so he's got to win. If we can get all three of these cars, up into the playoff, where we need to be, all three of us could, the more and more I keep running, the more and more I keep going on this wheel, the faster and faster I'm becoming. Better control. So as I said, we'll see. This is a good track to test, see how much that practice pays off.
Absolutely. It's one of those tracks where it's either you're going fast or you're getting passed. So there's no third option.
And the biggest thing here is what you're going to have to really watch out for is that tire management. That's going to be a real big thing because you can eat that right rear pretty quickly. That whole right side, actually, you can eat them pretty fast, especially when you're running that low to middle to high groove or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna take. You're just gonna have to get settled, and you're not gonna be able to force it because you're gonna have to be patient with this track. And as I said, we'll see how this all turns out. Before I was struggling, beginning of the week with the handling of the car, trying to keep it stable. Now I'm that break point of really starting to get this thing dialed in and definitely make that playoff run like I always do.
Absolutely. We're really starting to get to the point where we see the front runners come to the front. And speaking of front runners, we're gonna slide over to Scorpius. He's cashed in 2 wins this season. Scorpius, how are you feeling about your championship hopes?
For the championship, I'm feeling good. We're locked in the playoffs. You see we got, 5 races left before we start?
Yep.
My main thing is I gotta get those. I need to get those playoff points, man. I need to get the biggest lead as I can going in, because some of those playoff tracks I'm not that great at.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking for stage wins.
Absolutely. Well, looking at the Busch points right now, if we find you in second place. You know, you're only 21 points behind Larson. He has one bad night, you have a good night. That can put you in position to take regular season championship away from him, which is 15 bonus points. Now, if you also think about, you know, you guys are getting ready, you guys are starting to get to that point of where, you know, you and Larson have really pulled away from the rest of the field. And we're coming down to the point of, you know, you have the big, I don't want to say equalizer, but the biggest wild card of the season is coming up. And that's the cut, and that's Bristol.
Yeah, the double points.
The double points. You know, I was doing math the other day and see if I can find it again, because I had it all worked out of what the points looked like, of what you could get.
Yeah, I gotta do good. Like you said, it's almost make or break.
Well, it's double everything. Like, we're talking, like, if you win a stage, that's 20 points. Plus 2 playoff points.
Yeah, got you.
You win the race, that's 86 points. Plus 10 playoff points.
That's a max of what, 14 playoff points in that race?
That race alone, that's almost regular season championship. If you can cash out.
I'm not going to be able to.
I was going to say, these guys, these Xfinity drivers, every week they're getting faster and faster and faster and cleaner and cleaner. You know, and they're yeah. So I mean, it's going to get tougher as this stretch goes on, because of all the people that, you know, may have been struggling at the beginning of the year, may not be struggling come that push when it really needs it the most. And that's actually, I have Bristol circled on my track, on my calendar, for the fact being is that's where I'm going to cash in, I think.
Absolutely. There's a lot of drivers that have that track circled, and for anyone who knows Dash for Cash, aka Charlie Irwin, Iowa's his home track. We're gonna start there, and I don't think he's not gonna make the race tonight. He wanted to, but he's not gonna be able to. But him and I talked about it at the start of the season. I said, you know, when the schedule was getting ready to come out, and you know, he's been a big help to me before you came in, Mike, and Dash continues to be a big help moving forward. But when him and I talked, and I said, yo, I'm bringing back the Bristol double points race because everyone loved it, so we're gonna do it again. And he goes, all right, cool. I said, the only catch is we're doing it in Busch as well. And he goes, oh no, because he knows that Bristol's my favorite track. I love Bristol. He loves Bristol. We talked about when the hot seating came out, and he was like, listen, Jade, I know you want to run one race. And I go, yeah, you're right. And he goes, I'm running that race. So him and I were figuring it out. I think it's 300 laps for Busch is what it would be for the full distance.
Yeah.
Dash
that might be, I was thinking about that, Jade. Sorry, buddy. No, man, I was just thinking about that too, and I'm like, well, I'm not really taking any hot seats for the Cup Series, but that might be one I might be kind of interested in.
Yeah. No. Hey, as long as you find someone to broadcast that night, I don't care. I told Dash that him and I are gonna slug on Tuesday night for 300 laps, turn around and slug on Wednesday for another 500, and by the end of it, we're gonna hate each other.
Well, Bristol, I mean, Bristol's another one of those that's, I mean, when that pops up, it's gonna be, you know, there's a lot of racing before we get to that point. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's all going to be about where you're at and the point standings at that point in time, if you're really looking at things and how you race that track at that point in time.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just like any point in time from here on out. I gotta look at it as, you know, because I am still. I think I barely made the cut. I'm making barely. No, I'm not in the top 12 yet, but I'm working my way that way. But I'm just on the outskirts, and you know, I have to look at it as I have to race conservatively because I need the points, but yet I can't race too conservatively because I gotta push the issue.
Absolutely.
Well, but there's a lot of great guys in that, you know, that are in the Xfinity series. They're growing. They're you know, becoming, you know, closer to each other with, you know, as racing and practicing, and you know, and that's a good thing to hear because of that's how you actually really, that's how I'm going to get better. That's the only way I'm going to get better. That's why from here on out it's practice every week at least once with the teammates, or you know, once a day. That way we can get everybody dialed in for that playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
And the team championship too, because we're definitely making a big improvement with that with 3 cars.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are definitely one of those teams that are starting to really rise to the top when it comes to that. We're going to talk to Jacob Van Heevy, the younger of the Van Heevy brothers. How you doing, Jacob?
Pretty good.
Good. So, Iowa, you know, you haven't quite had the season that a lot of people were expecting, but you are sitting 9th in points, comfortably going into the playoffs. How do you feel about that moving forward?
Moving pretty confident, honestly. Just keep moving forward. That's all you can do.
You've definitely had a lot of strong runs at different tracks, and you definitely are making your team owner, Keith Ayers, very happy. You know, I was talking to him a few days ago about, you know, potential numbers next season, and you know what his plans are with his Busch team, and he's hoping. I think from the consensus him I talked about, I think his consensus is he'd like to re-sign you and maybe next season if you're not trying to go to Cup. So definitely something to think about in off season, towards the end of the season, and where you want to be next season. And but go ahead.
Yeah, I might stick around here for another series to say Xfinity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. Man, I do sometimes miss racing Cup, but the competition in Xfinity is getting harder and harder every week, and I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm. This Xfinity series is growing and growing, and we're getting to the point where we're going to need, you know, some of these guys are going to transfer to Cup next season and boost the number up in Cup, and we're going to need to refill down here in Busch to get everyone going, and that's something that I always look forward to in the off season.
Right, me too.
You know,
I love scouting drivers, Jade. I mean, that was something that I enjoyed very much because I was very particular about when I had development there. You know, when you guys were there with me hanging out. You know, I'm very particular about, you know, who I bring in and who I want, you know, and because of they got to have a drive, they got to be here every week. That's what's important most of all, is being here every week, and you know, driving and wanting to be part of something that's, you know, this is growing. It's definitely growing. These guys, everybody's doing a great job, and you know, I can't be any more prouder than, you know, what I am right now, the Xfinity drivers, for what they've accomplished in 7 weeks.
Absolutely.
Well, Jade, tonight I am wearing my Apple Watch, and it's counting my heartbeats per minute. During practice, I got it at 82 beats per minute. That's only with four cars. I wonder what it's gonna be like during the race.
Well, you keep track of that. We're gonna pull you in post race, and you're gonna let me know what it's like. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I do want to say good luck to you drivers. It's 8:20, so you guys can go get in the cars and get ready to go battle under the lights here at Iowa. Good luck to all you. Good luck to all the drivers. Steve, before they leave, you got anything?
No, I don't. Just good luck to everyone.
All right.
And
Thanks, Steve.
I got one more thing. Make sure everybody, if this, you know, whoever's out there right now, please tune in tomorrow night, because not only are the Cup Series guys tackling Iowa, but it's my birthday, and it's going to be a broadcast you'll never forget.
Oh boy.
Good deal.
Oh boy.
All right, guys, I'm going to bounce out of here and go start taking care of some of this. I got most everything already set up. I just got to go collect the drivers.
All right, sounds
And
good.
make
Best
sure
of luck,
you guys-
everybody.
Make sure
Thank
you
you,
guys
guys.
send Jade,
Thanks,
Steve,
Mike.
and I a lot of invites.
Yep.
Oh, we sure will.
So, well, we're gonna keep pre-race rolling as they get all set up and ready to go. We're gonna talk to Steve, the sponsor of the Cup Series and owner of Rogers Racing Engines. Steve, how are you doing? How are you feeling? We were all worried about you the past few weeks.
I'm doing pretty decent. My surgery's scheduled for tomorrow, so hopefully all that goes well and get rid of this infection I have so I can get to feeling better.
Well, that's good. Well, we definitely all were thinking about you last week, and you know, definitely were worried about you. Glad to.
I'm still around.
Well,
And that's a good thing you're still around, Steve.
yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to make it tomorrow night too, but we'll see how I'm feeling.
Well, hey, if you're not feeling well, there's no point in pushing yourself. You can sit and watch the race.
Yep.
Oh, whoops. Well, I accidentally hit X on. We're going to Iowa during a. But so Steve, what do you think of Iowa, and what do you think of the racing that we're going to see here tonight?
I think you're gonna see some real good racing. I think it's gonna be a fair amount of tire management here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, we got some good drivers in both leagues, so it should be a good race.
Absolutely, I think so too. I think that it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful night to go racing, and to see all these guys go battle week in and week out. And I think that, I get toward, this is kind of like where I don't want to say the slump, but the slump of the season is. This is where people start getting tired and starting getting burnt out with all this. And now's kind of like the time where you figure out who's going to run deep into the playoffs. Who's going to be the drivers we look at, we see battling towards, the end of the regular season, where points are everything if you don't have a win. Where you can gamble at tracks. Like for Busch, we're going into tracks like, we're going to tracks, the Indy Roval. That's going to be something, that's going to be amazing next week. Even with the new rule of the custom setups being allowed for both Busch and Cup. We're trying it out this season. See how it does. Then you go to Michigan. That right there is your guys' home track. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Then we go to Charlotte. Charlotte itself it's for a mile and a half. It's a fast track. Then the end all be all for the regular season. The Bristol double points race. The regular season finale. Most people they go back to Daytona. We go, no. We're doing full distance short track racing.
Yeah.
Like these last 5 tracks are I don't want to say the hardest on the schedule, but it's not going to be like the first batch. So I'm excited to see everything pan out the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
But we got Iowa tonight, and we're ready to see these guys go battle. I'm so ready. I've been ready all day long.
Yeah, that Bristol race is going to be something to watch, I tell you.
Oh yeah.
It's always a good race.
That's definitely gonna see a lot of things.
Yep.
the other thing with Iowa is that, you know, like you said, tire management, but for me, it comes down to fuel mileage. I think, you know, who's going to be able to stretch it? Because
Yeah.
in the past, like in races I've ran in and I've seen, I've watched drivers, you know, still have 20-30% left on their tires at the end of a run. So that's my thing. You know, can we see somebody run those extra laps? Create adversity at the end of the race. You know, see somebody who we normally don't see run to the front, like Marty Party. Some guy who's, you know, he relies on the tips and tricks. He watches them, he loves them, loves listening to them, and it teaches him something.
Right.
You got guys like Larson. You got like Larson, who's consistent week in and week out, leading the points by 21 points over Scorpius, who has 2 wins, by the way. So that just goes to show you how not dominant, but how consistent Larson has been. And that's something that we always see out of him.
Yep.
So, Alex, I've been talking a lot. You got anything to say?
Oh, just pretty much like I said earlier, manage your tires, keep your all fours in the black, and you should be all set for tonight's race. It's not going to come down to fuel mileage unless these guys really know how to keep their wear down to a minimum, which is very difficult at this track because even on the tightest of sliders, your rear end still finds a way to kick out.
Absolutely. And that's
I just think that's something they gotta work, you know, pay attention to.
I watch, you know, I like going back and watching. Hold on. I like watching the streams back the next day. And seeing things that I missed when I'm flipping through the field. And I don't know. I like going back and having these streams, and you know, the drivers, they appreciate it. They all watch the streams the next day or when they get a chance. I know that Roger Jumper, Blitz, that runs in the Cup Series, the next day, he'll sit there and he'll watch the whole thing, and he'll send me a text, like, you know, of things that I can improve on and stuff like that. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, Blitz is one heck of a dude, you know. And I always speak volumes about his character, and unfortunately he won't be here tomorrow night. He's got some work stuff going on, so he won't be here tomorrow night. But absolutely. Alright, we're gonna jump in for qualifying here and get them going. See how we're gonna stack up here.
Did you get an invite, Steve-O?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
About 5 of them.
Yeah, they were sending them.
They just kept blasting.
Absolutely.
I told them to send a lot.
Yeah, they did. They listened.
For anybody who doesn't know, Steve put up the thing a few weeks ago that he was going to, regardless if we get a sponsor for the Busch Series or not, he was gonna put up trophies for the top 3 finishers, like he does for Cup. So Steve, I told you that night, I'm telling you again, thank you for all you do for us. We appreciate you, everything you do.
Thank you. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of this wouldn't be possible without you. So, we all appreciate you.
You're welcome.
We all appreciate you. Oh, Mike Sr. already on the wall in qualifying as Peyton Larson takes over the lead.
Ouch.
Yep.
Come on, Mike.
M Toyotas, they are quick. Oh, Mike almost gets into the 20 of a Nat 20. And there goes Peyton Larson. Right. Oh, it gets into the wall. Hard contact for the 54. Still going. There's the younger of the Van Heevy brothers. Jacob Van Heevy. Right in second, trying to get that draft off Larson. There's not a whole lot of draft here normally. That's right.
It's a very limited amount because you're in the corner on the straightaway and then back in a corner again. So it's like you get a couple seconds of draft, if that.
Watching Jacob, he cut 1 and 2 perfectly. Perfect run off 3 and 4. That's going to be a good lap for him.
For sure.
That's going to be a real good lap, and he likes that middle.
Oh, wow.
Right on that transition.
On the bumper.
Yeah. There's a 13 of Acceptness, who recently has dropped to Busch because of scheduling issues, so he will be running the remainder of the season in the Busch Series, not eligible for a championship, but still wants to come out and race every week, get some points. So, more power to him.
Yep. See what he can do.
There's our last week's winner, Scorpius, running the 22 for Stranded Motorsports. Ironically enough, Anthony Trippi doesn't have a ride on his own team. He drives for a different team.
Really?
Yep. There's only 2 Fords in Busch. There's only 2 Fords, and he filled both of his cars.
Wow.
There's Big Hoss Dawson Belder, back out. He's had some scheduling issues at the beginning of the season. He definitely needs to really ball out the end of the season to really try to make a run for the championship. But he can definitely do it if he shows up and does as much as he can do to get there. There is my good friend Goose, running the 78 for Hullabutt Motorsports. Really trying to get a fast lap here towards the end of qualifying. To really propel himself into that top 5, top 10 if possible. Really running the bottom. He's running the bottom line, which is a line we normally don't see here at Iowa unless you're trying to pass.
And that's another thing I was going to say in pre-race when I was helping these guys practice and stuff before pre-race. Goose really likes the bottom, and he can get a good run too. You know how you usually get a good run on the outside line here, but Goose found a way.
The 98 of Taylor gone sliding, still looking for that elusive first win. Really has had a strong season up to this point. Top 7 in points. Has battled all season long in the top 5, top 6. There's Casey. Casey knows his marching orders. He's got to show up the rest of the season. Get some points, get a lot of points, show up the rest of the season. I think he can do it. Propel himself into the championship or the playoffs. Marty Party, my boy, my buddy. Running that 89 car. Really going for it this week. We're gonna look in here and see what who got the pole, back out, let them do their thing, get it set up, get some more invites, and we'll get back in it.
Who's your pick on pole? Who do you think got it?
I think your brother.
Acceptness.
Stranded got it. Acceptness owner. Wow, Jacob didn't have a good lap like I thought he did.
I thought he had a good run on Larson there.
I thought he did too. I guess Larson has had a bad lap.
Then Goose with the second fastest, running that bottom line.
Yep.
Tell you what, second and third are pretty close in lap times.
Well,
Goose with a 23.748. Taylor gone sliding in third with a 23.756.
Well, that qualifying didn't pan out the way we thought it was going to.
Nope. I guess if it looks like you have a fast lap.
Alright, I'm going to hop in the Discord call real quick so you guys can go ahead and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about for a few minutes. I'm going to talk to the guys.
Sounds good to me, Jade. So, Steve.
Yeah.
Do you have a pick for tonight's race? You can pick too.
I really like to see Jacob win it. I'm ready to see him bust out of that shell.
Yeah, he's been in a slump as of late. He had a good run at Texas.
Yep.
Finished in top 5. I really like to see him lead some laps and hopefully lead the last one here at Iowa.
I think he needs to transform like his mid-run, because he's always running towards the front about halfway. So he needs to transfer that right on through to the end. Seems like here towards the end he always kinds of fall off, and I'm ready to see him just pick it up and run it right up to the end.
For me, I think after the first half of the race, he's running his.
All right, we can hop in here.
Setup.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Alex. I'm sorry about that. All right. Go ahead and keep talking. I got to jump back in there still.
Okay. I think the beginning of the race, he's running a relatively slightly tight. But as soon as he takes that last pit stop, I think he loosens it up a little bit, and that's where his tire wear falls off, and he just can't get a good run on the leaders. I think if he continues to tighten the car up throughout the race, especially tonight with tire wear being in effect, as every race, but tonight seems to be more on the edge. I'd just like to see him get at least one.
Green flag is out. The owner of Stranded Motorsports, Anthony Trippi, is leading him into turn 1. Goose on the outside. Stranded looked like he was getting a little help from his own driver in the 98, but he didn't get it going into 3. He's Stranded, clears him on the outside, dives it back down because they're not quite up to speed yet. He's going to lead lap 1. Goose is falling back to 4th now, battling with Peyton Larson and Taylor Gonsliden, trying to get that car back up towards the front. They're cleared the 54. Here comes the 54 back on the outside. Trying to get a good view of this from here from Big Haas Das, battling for, I would say, this is 6th position. Down low underneath Jacob Van Heevy. Boz, I feel like I just totally zoned you out. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm watching all these battles, and yeah, like you said, I was zoned out watching all this good racing. It's almost as if I was watching an actual race.
Big Haas Das is getting passed by Scorpius back here in back of the field. See if we can get back to Scorpius. There's Scorpius working on Big Haas Das and Marty Party and a Nat 20. Mike Carl,
looks like he's got a run on the 98 there. He's going to pull alongside him, see if he can side draft. And he tucks back in.
Someone we didn't get to talk about during qualifying, 11 of Sam Haskew running for Fatal Motorsports. The other 3 Fatal Motorsports cars couldn't make it here tonight. They all requested for last place points due to scheduling issues. But here he is. Taking advantage of everyone else not being here, running a solid, running towards the front, about middle of this pack, but after the other cars are tacked on, he'll be a little bit closer to the front.
I'm telling you what, Goose has got that bottom line working. I haven't seen a car go down there yet besides Larson and Goose.
Well, Stranded's
trying to. Yeah. He's trying to block him. He's trying to cut that line off.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. Here's Larson on the inside of Goose, trying to make it in the
Casey.
Casey's looking too. Larson up to second place.
It didn't take long for everybody to notice Goose on that bottom line.
Oh, look at Larson. Did you notice him going through that turn? Half of his
He
car.
was on the apron.
Half of his car is down below that yellow line. And here comes Goose. Just give him a little shot going into the turn. Letting him know he wasn't happy about the last time around. But hey, it's racing, man. It's short track time. We're under the lights.
Some kind of grip down there.
There, the 54 slides up. He's going to battle the 78 and the 5 of Hurlbutt Motorsports. Both cars. Look at that. And here comes the 90. Ooh, Goose squeezes him. Whoo, baby.
Larson's going to have that run on the outside, though.
And if the 78 slides up, he can get him. Oh, the 78 trying to get him. Contact with the 50.
Damage to Larson's right front.
Big damage to the 54. Where is he at? There he is. Let's see if we can get a good look at this damage. Oh, yeah, he got damaged. The right front's pushed in.
That's gonna drag the car down just a little bit. I don't think Larson's gonna like his handling of the car within the next 10 laps.
No, but here comes Goose on the inside of the 13. Goose is looking high side. Look, the 98 got way loose in the high lane. Saved it going down to the bottom.
He's gonna try the high side.
You know, someone we haven't, we talked about him a little bit ago. But look who's sitting in 5th place. Sam Yulhaskew battling for 5th with Taylor gone sliding. Look at Sam go. A little slight contact there, nothing heavy. Battling for 5th. This could be a good night for Sam. Get some points under the belt. Really work towards what he needs to. The 98's going to clear him. Go ahead, clear him into the wall. Goes the 98. Big contact. The 98's going to lose a lot of spots.
Is there big damage to that 98 car?
We're trying to get some... Oh, yeah, there's... There we go. Honestly, it doesn't look to be too bad.
Looks manageable.
Big...
13 with the slider.
Big Haas Doss. Heavy contact for Dawson Belder of Belder Motorsports. Big contact. Whole front end pushed in. Looks like it got loose and put her right in the wall. That's heartbreaking for the Zero car here tonight. Someone with damage running surprisingly well.
Who is that?
Peyton Larson, still in 4th place.
That is true. I have noticed that.
We just watched Sam Haskew bounce her off the wall there too. Seems like these... Oh, Peyton Larson, early pit stop. I don't know if he got down to speed or not. That was pretty close.
I think he might have sped just enough to get that penalty. But we'll see.
Well, there's nothing over the officials. So I think he might be okay. The way that they're battling up front and the way that cars have been...
And they're... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The way that they're battling, and cars that looks like they're better on the run is like the 11 of Sam Haskew, the 47. I was going to say he was doing well. He just put her in the wall, too. He's got slight damage on that car. Nothing too major.
Still battling.
Still going after it.
Yep.
Looks like the top 10 right now are under a good enough gap on Mike. Let's see if Mike can catch him. See if Mike can find that perfect line.
They just took 12 to go, coming back to 11. So they're all going to have to pit, I think. With Larson coming early, they're all going to have to pit. The thing is when. They're taking 11 right now, and Anthony Trippi is leading the way with Goose is battling on that bottom, and Casey's right behind him.
I think coming 10 to 8 to go is when these leaders are going to pit. because you can, with these cars, you can run it to 0. But you can only make it a half a lap.
Yeah. Stranded is fighting hard on that outside. Trying to keep that car in front of Goose, and I think he just nipped the wall, and Goose got around him on the bottom. Sam Haskey pitted. He's not in the top group. Big Hostas is coming down.
And look at this, Trump coming into the top 5.
I know. 13's diving down pit road.
Same with Taylor gone sliding.
Look at that 47 working on that 5.
He's going to have the run on Casey.
I'm on the outside.
Oh, getting reports now that the 13 car sped going on to pit road.
Oh, no.
The 13 car has sped.
Which I have found in practice. When I was practicing with these guys earlier, it is very easy to do here. They're the leaders.
Well, I think they all got down.
Yep.
So the 20 would inherit the lead for the time being. Do you think he can make it?
I don't think so. I don't think you can.
Oh, no. Speaking of the devil, here he comes. Oh, I think that was a little quick there, 20.
Very close.
I think
little close.
I think that was a little quick.
I think he sped just enough. What's the call, Jade? Did he speed?
Right now I got nothing over the chat, so we'll find out. Look at them, they're all coming out together. The thing is, those tires are going to come back to bite Larson. 6 to go, 54, coming to 5.
3 wide entering 3.
So the 78 and the 5 both took 2 tires. Larson just got 4, and they're not as fresh, but I think 4 are better than 2.
Yes.
The 98 battling with the 5. Good battle, good battle. There's the 47 coming into the picture. 97 in the wall. 47 joins him. Coming to 3. Four to go. Check that. 4. Coming to 3 this time by slight technical difficulties. Big Hostas is trying just to hold on here for this car at the end of this run. Can the 54 hold them off? Here comes Goose on the outside. Now, if the 5 gets under the 78, how rough is it going to be between teammates?
I think it's going to be pretty tough. I don't think they're going to give each other an inch.
I don't think so either. I think Goose is backing up for this run. He's going to back off.
With them, give an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Goose, here he comes. He's getting closer. He's peeking.
Run.
2 to go. 2 to go. Who's going to get her?
Outside.
2 cars are better than 1 in the draft.
Got a good run.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the outside.
Larson's got some swagger.
Got that speed.
Larson's fast on the bottom, for sure.
All right, coming to 1. Here you go. White flag. White flag for the first stage here at Iowa. Peyton Larson leading the way, coming out of the backstretch. Both 2 of the slight contact.
Yeah.
Oh, crossover.
Push him up.
Here comes the 5.
Can
not,
he get it? He's gonna go to the
not
bottom?
gonna get
Not
there.
enough.
Peyton Larson
Not
wins
enough. Wow.
stage 1, 78,
Good racing.
5, 98, 22.
With right front damage from earlier in the stage.
Heavy contact between drivers. Well, that was a pretty good first stage, I think.
Yes. I'm thinking when Larson took that early pit stop, they put some heavy tape on there to push down some of that damage, and it must have paid off.
Stage 1 for the Van Heevy Heart Tracker. You ready? 111
Wow.
beats per minute.
111 beats per minute.
111.
He's gonna pass out.
That was a good first stage. Clean.
That was.
Yeah.
Very competitive. Very competitive.
Well, it looks like the 78 crew is just a little bit quicker than the 54 crew. 54 crew had really tacked down the damage, make sure the car was gonna still hold.
Looks like he just got it enough just for this stage.
The 54 big run on the outside. 22 is gonna follow suit. 98's also gonna follow. This lower line, it takes some time to get going. When it gets going, she's quick. Big contact between the 5 and the 98. 22 looking on the outside of 78. Meanwhile, bye-bye 54. A lot of these...
For now.
Yep. The 5's going to go up, try to pass his teammate on the outside. Lagged by the 22. Sets himself. He's all good again. 22's going to clear the 78. Put him clearly into second place. Anthony Trippy's making a climb back to the front. Goose powering it down on the inside. 13 underneath him. 22 is still going to clear. 22 is thinking to himself, he's got 2 wins in his back pocket. He can afford to gamble. You know, he said he was trying to get some more playoff points. Well, the best way to get playoff points, win races. So.
And that's the only way you do it.
Well, winning stages, that's it. But that's one.
Yeah.
And right now, he's leading the Busch drivers with 11.
Wow.
So, 13. Oh, slight contact with the 78.
Bump from the 78.
The 5's looking there. You know, the more they race, the more they're letting the 22 and the 54 get away. You know, the 2 drivers, everybody's chasing in points.
And it comes to a point in time where fighting can wait till the end of the stage, because right now you gotta work together. A little bump in each corner goes a long way.
Yep. She's gonna heat them tires up more, and you know, Goose has finally set himself in that 3rd position. Can the 13 get to him? The 98 going around, trying to go the long way around the track. Get some momentum going down the back stretch here. He's gonna. Oh, this looks like the 3 of them. The 78, the 13, and the 5. When they try to run that bottom together, it's almost like 3 different breaking points. 13 into the wall. 11, Sam Haskew.
11 slides up.
I think he was trying to brake because of what happened with the 13 going into the wall there. So, he's kind of... Sam Haskew is in no man's land right now. Getting passed by Jacob Van Heevy on the bottom.
Jacob's making that bottom work a little bit.
Yep. And they're 3 wide exiting 2.
Yep.
Big Hoss Doss is trying to make his run back to the front. Ooh.
Threading the needle there, Zero.
Ooh,
You
baby.
see that, Jade?
That was tight, man. That was tight. Look at
That was close.
Jacob trying to make a late break move to pass two cars at one time. He's doing nothing but heating them tires up. He's gonna run them into the ground, and that's just his tires aren't gonna make it till the end.
Yeah,
There's just
I
no
don't think
way.
they will. I think he's running his tires harder than they were in the first stage,
Yeah.
trying to catch the leaders.
Yep. Speaking of your leader, there's the 54 running that bottom lane now, really getting a good run, just kind of doing what he needs to. Here comes the 22, getting that run on the high side, making up what he loses in the corners. Oh, the 22 gonna go down more towards the middle this time. Follow the Larson line. And here comes the 78 and the 5. Working together like good teammates, going to the front. It's what they need to do. Well, these front four are starting to close up again. So we're going to start seeing some good battles here.
Yeah, what I've noticed is that Casey and Goose are actually working together, and they're catching these leaders.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, in the back towards the back of the pack, it's just a every man for themselves kind of thing going on here.
They're battling for that 10th and final spot.
Mm-hmm. 3 cars just keep duking it out. Oh. The 89 is down pit road along with the 54, making our new leader the 22, a Scorpius. Look at him go. Run that high line, save some tires, get real good.
And that's what I've noticed from Goose is he goes to that bottom, and when he realizes that his tire wear is going down tremendously, he'll jump to that top groove and start saving some tires for the
end of the run.
Run here.
Yeah. Keep watching Scorpius. He's so quick here. Scorpius has really come along this season. He's looking like he's going to come down pit road maybe this time by.
Yep. Is he
going to make the turn? Yep, he will make the turn. Almost missed pit road. Almost missed the commitment.
Almost.
Oh, he got stuck on pit road. Oh, he's lagging. He's lagging. I thought he got stuck. The 11 of Sam Haskey is on pit road. Earth 20. Battling his teammate. 50. I think the 20 is now your leader right now.
I think the 78 and 5 are still racing.
Oh, they might be.
Pitted yet.
I think you're right.
Well, they're going another lap.
Mm-hmm. Now, with this stage being shorter, do you want to try to save again?
I think right now you got a big enough gap, and you put a number of cars laps down that I would attempt it. But what point do you say, okay, I think it's time to come in?
Well, they just took 8 laps to go.
Would it be too little, too late? Oh, 8 to go? I don't think they have enough then. I think they're going to come down within the next couple of laps.
Mm-hmm. Come down for a splash.
Yep, splash and 4 tires. I would not recommend 2 right side tires. Or maybe even, like you said, just a splash of fuel and see how long you can go with your tires.
Mm-hmm. So, the thing is, with them staying out, that's allowing Larson to use his tires. Oh, 78 hitting the 5 big contact.
Were they speeding? Did the 5 give Goose a shot to where he sped coming down pit road?
I think they were all good.
Here comes Larson. Larson back around.
Mm-hmm. There's the 54. He should cycle out to be the leader. Now they're already coming out. I think they did splash a fuel and go. I think for Larson,
They gotta beat that 54 though.
they're gonna make
54 is
it.
coming up.
They're gonna make it. Oh, Mike Senior's around on the
Mike
backstretch.
Senior's around, right in front of the leaders.
Oh, Casey lost the spot because Mike trying to get back on track before the turn.
Same with Taylor gone sliding. Mike's slowing these guys down.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know it's not his intention to do that.
Mm-hmm. So, 5 to go.
Goose, I think, is the leader. Is that correct?
Well, we stand corrected. It's the 20. He hasn't pitted yet.
The 20 hasn't pitted?
He's trying to make it. Taking 3. I said it. I told you. It's possible.
Yeah, you did. You did. You called it. But can he go and not run out of fuel? Because as soon as he runs out of fuel, I think the 78 of Goose is going to catch him.
Well, there's still a lap down to him.
Oh, really?
I think. Oh, I think he's out. No, I think. Okay, well, he has sealed his fate. He's got to make it. You can't pit.
Coming white flag this
White
time,
flag.
correct?
So the 78's trying to track down this 20. And the 20 make it all the way around. It's quiet.
And even if the 78 catches him, he's still a lap down to him.
No, they are on the lead lap. I was misinformed. Wow. He made it.
Wow.
Oh, he's
He
out.
made it all.
He's out at the
He's
line.
out. He made it. He made
Wow.
it. Wow. Nat
Stole
20.
the stage.
Crazy. Unbelievable.
I can't believe that.
I'm stunned. I didn't think he could.
Well, hey, representing D4C Racing here tonight. A Nat 20, someone we haven't really talked to. Well, this stage was a little bit calmer for the 47 car. 86.
Was it?
86.
It's not bad.
No.
He's got the butterflies out.
Uh-huh. A Nat 20's going to lead him back. Oh, it's a big contact.
Is that the 47
Oh.
and the 5? We stay green.
We're still green. '20 is leading them around. His teammate coming below him. This has been the Hurdle Butt Motorsports show tonight. Now these D4C guys would be like, listen, if you guys want this, if you want the team championship, you gotta go through us.
Because they have made a huge improvement to their cars within the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Huge.
They're, these Hurley Motorsports cars, they might be, the best team in the last 3 weeks. At least in the Busch side of things. And they've come a long way with the 2 signings of Goose and Casey. 54 is making a pass on the 20. Trying to get around him. Here comes the 98 as well. I don't know if Larson can get around him. Here comes the 98 trying to make a even higher groove. I think he got up into the wall. So did the 20 on corner
I think he got
exit.
into the marbles.
So did 20 on the corner exit. There goes Larson.
For the lead.
Here comes the 98, the 78, and 47. Oh,
78 under the 20. Big run for Goose.
Uh-huh. Goose is tracking down that bumper, that 54. He goes, listen, just because you guys are leading it doesn't mean you're going to continue to lead it. If we're looking at Busch team points, leading the way is Charlie Irwin's D4C Racing at 821. Then you have Fatal Motorsports at 585. Keith, KAI, Keith Ayers Incorporated, at 499. Stranded Motorsports at, Hurlbutt Motorsports at 498. 498.
Wow.
Where did they come from? Where did they come from? Following more down the list.
Mike's Garage. That's where they came from. Mike's Garage.
Yeah, right. Well, you got Stranded Motorsports, the 2-car team, at 463. Phenomenal 1, 454. Steve, I'm sorry, the Steve Rogers Race Team, or Rogers Racing Engines Race Team, at 287. Belder Motorsports 154. Wolfpack at 149, and Nitro Racing at 125. 13 making a pass on the 20 here. We're going to... 13 going to really slide up, got way down below where he had no business being. There's Goose. Following that 54, trying to make the bottom line work. The 54, I think he's clear the 98, but he wasn't quite sure, so he stayed low. That's a veteran move out of Peyton Larson. Really showing these guys, Peyton Larson can race with the Cup guys. He can put on a show when he's up there. And he's showing these guys, listen, this is how the Cup guys do it. This is what you need to do. And here he goes. Here Goose driving up to the back of... Oh, Goose contact with the 98.
With the 98.
Goose just drives up here to the 54. Better on this bottom. The 54 can't get into his preferred lane.
He doesn't know which lane to block.
Yep, and there's the 20. 20 trying to make a move on the 78. Give him a
little shot.
A little shot. Look on the inside of the 54. Thinks better of it. Smart move on Goose's part. Smart move.
That's another veteran move, being patient.
Mm-hmm. There's the 20 making the move from the outside. Decided the inside wasn't going to work, so we're going to the opposite side. 54 gets loose on the bottom. 98, your new leader. Taylor Gunn sliding, leading the way here at Iowa. The nighttime is really set in here. And you can tell these cars are handling different because you got the 20 up there battling for the lead. You got the 98 battling for the lead. Larson's car is falling off. The 78's falling off.
Yeah, because some of these guys are 13. 13, and is that the 89 or is that Trump?
Oh.
I think it's the 89 that's also coming in the picture from...
Big contact! Big contact.
Trump's around.
For the 99 and the 47. Trump train spun off the high side. right in front of the 99, had nowhere to go. Caution. Caution is not
green.
out. It's still green. That's unfortunate for him. Oh, contact with the 54 and the 54 and the 78. The 54 is around. Heavy damage for the 54. This is not what he needed. This is what Scorpius needed. If Scorpius wants a shot to catch him, this is what needs to happen.
So what happened between them 78 and 54?
I think the 54 got up into the wall and came down. 54 is the only one that spun out.
Okay, gotcha.
Right front damage on the 54. It's looking like it's not too bad. It's what he had in the first stage.
Just like the first stage?
Just like the first stage.
So there is an opportunity for him to come back.
Yeah.
I do see him pitting early this stage.
I do too. The 47 on pit road, getting all that damage, patting it down, making sure. You know, someone who we haven't really talked about, Marty Party, making his name.
Marty Party.
Yeah, man. He's kind of just been chilling, you know? Not really running with the big guys, not really running towards the back. Been very silent for him tonight in this 89 car. We're going to see the 47 come back out on track after he fixed his damage on pit road. Oh, the 98 coming to pit road. Late decision by that crew chief to come down.
And it looked like he was going to come back on Goose with a crossover, but he ended up putting it down pit road.
Yep. Honestly, it was probably a smart move. The 20 really trying to hold this lead as much as he can when these cars are starting to really wear out. You know, this is a hard track on these cars, and a lot of these cars aren't reused after Iowa because of how many times people get up into the wall.
The wear and tear on the chassis and the body.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, know that because Steve Rogers gets on me every time I park it in the shop after the race here.
Mm-hmm. They're really battling up here. You know, Trump trying to get his lap back and a force 3 wide on the leaders.
3 wide.
Why
right
would you
leaders.
make a move like that? That was not a smart move. He's wearing his tires out. That's just not...
That was not smart.
No. 78's going to come down this lap. 89's coming down this lap. Oh, 89, that was close.
It looks like Trump's really pushing the 20 here.
Well, he doesn't want to do that. I mean, that's
right.
not going to help him.
I know, I get he wants his lap back as much as possible, but at the same time, you have to manage your tires because this is the last stage.
Uh-huh.
You don't know when a late caution can come out, I get it, but...
Mm-hmm. Sam Haskew running behind Trump.
I think the 20 came in as well.
Yep, everybody came in.
Goose exiting, so the 89. Larson still pit. What do you think about the race so far, Steve?
Pretty good. Pretty good battling up front.
It's what I call short track racing.
Yep. Sure.
Ain't nothing like short track racing when you got a little carnage on your front bumper.
13 is your leader with 40 laps to go.
Which flies in a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm. Here comes a 98, his own teammate. Really looking to see if he can get around his team owner there. You know, the second they start battling, that's going to open the door for everybody to come get him.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Taylor Gone Slide needs the points. And it's already been said that Anthony Trippi, the 13, cannot make it. Will not be eligible for playoffs this season.
Really?
Yes. So yes, he is running for race wins. Yes, he's running for pride. But does he help out his team?
I say yes.
Well, if it was a closer race, I think maybe, but right now he's pulling away from the 98 like nobody's business. I just keep seeing that 98 get smaller and smaller as I'm looking back on the field.
Yeah, he is definitely pulling away here.
Mm-hmm.
You think he must have went tighter?
I think he...
Save some tires?
Well, the issue with him is that he got caught up in some other stuff in the first stage, and he hasn't had a chance to rebound just until now. So, I think he's finally had a chance to put his car back into running shape, and he's trying to run away with it right now. But the 98 says, nope, you're not getting away from me that easy. Because here he comes.
He's reeling him in.
Yep.
I think the 13 tried a different line there to see if he would pull away from the 98 by going to the bottom.
Yeah.
Found out it wasn't working, so he jumped back the next lap to the high side.
Yep. It's where he needs to be. It's where his car's the fastest. And, yeah. It's where it needs to be.
And from seeing the 13, he's going high and exiting middle.
Oh, look at the run by the 98 there.
That's where he gets that good runoff speed.
Mm-hmm. You know, Goose is kind of just sitting there. And you can tell.
Watching this battle.
Mm-hmm. We can see the 13 has a good short run car. There's no question about that. But now, there's the 98. A guy we don't really talk about. Really getting a run on that inside. Look at him go.
Wow.
He just closed the door like three, 4 car lengths.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Here comes Taylor.
Yep, here comes Taylor gone sliding. You know, Goose and the 98 have worked so well together. So they're both here now.
They are both within striking distance of 98. This 13.
Got a little tight.
He's going to go back to the top because Goose got a run on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They're both going to have a run on this 13 coming into 1. Oh, he gets into the 78.
Yep.
Into the wall, Taylor. Maintains his position. Which is a smart move if you ever scrape the wall, just to give up your position, because you do not want to hit the wall and then continue to accelerate.
Side note, how did you see the announcement about the Superstock Showdown series coming back September 25th?
I did not.
Yes. Triple S, as we call it, the easier name to say, rather than the Superstock Showdown series, will be making its not its debut, but its second season this year in September 25th. As Goose makes a pass to the lead on the outside, someone we haven't seen him go all race long. There's Goose on the outside. Clears him.
I did see that 13 get a little loose on exit. Like you said, he's running a little loose. He's good on the beginning of the stage.
Oh, Dawson's around.
0 in the wall.
Whoa.
Heavy contact.
I think everyone cleared him.
They did? I thought the 20 got into him as he exited 4. Or 2. My bad. 13 with a good run on Goose. They bang. Goose didn't get in the wall. Is he going to have the run?
Heavy damage on the 11 was caught up. Mike Sr., I guess, spun again. and spun in front of the 5. The 5 was okay. Mike Sr. on pit road fixing damage. The 11's involved fixing damage on pit road. But yes, Jarrett Reese will get to defend his title starting on September 25th. We're starting, we'll do 4 races a night, hosted on the Grand Theft Auto video game, doing the hot ring cars. This big changes for that series this year is as they're 3 wide in the turn 1, I can't get what I want to say about it. It will be making its return. We're going to do 1 season of hot ring cars, and then we'll be looking at maybe a different car for the next season. We might be doing a different series just for fun. But they will be adopting the NASCAR point system. So it'll be all the same points, easy across the board for everybody, and anybody's welcome to do it. I think it's up to I think there's 20 cars that can be chosen from, that we can do a few extra cars if wanted for everybody. If anybody's interested, I think we're up to 11 full-time drivers right now. So if anybody's interested, let me know.
Heck yeah.
Alex, I know you wanted to jump in that.
Yes. I just haven't got the cash.
Well, hey,
Because as everybody knows, Grand Theft Auto, I have to buy the cars before you can actually race them.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed we tried doing that earlier before this season started for Rogers Racing Engines, Xfinity Series, and Cup.
Mm-hmm. Which you and I can get together one day. We can get you the car if you really want to come join us on that. Here, the 13's going to come into pit road, surrender the lead to the 78.
And the 20 is still behind that 78.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 20 is going to extend his trip around this speedway, just like he did the second stage. I think he's going to pit later than everybody
78
else.
will be coming in this time by
He's going to
20.
take that hard left turn.
Oh!
Ooh! I thought he was going to speed there.
Yeah. I was more worried about the 20's back end kicking out there. So right now, Mike Sr. pitted early and didn't get enough fuel to finish the race. So he had to come back down, get some more fuel, top that car off. He's struggling tonight, which, it happens. Everyone has bad nights, everyone has off nights.
What's the lap count looking like?
When they are done cycling, 13 cars your leader with 17 to go, coming to 16.
This will be the last pit stop of the evening. And we have not had a single caution.
No.
Incredible. This will make, 3 races in a row?
No.
After pit stops, Jade, who is now leading?
So we stand corrected. You ready for this?
Yep, I'm ready for it. Hit me.
Marty Party's your leader.
Are you? No way.
Dude, he's leading the race here, man. He's battling for a win, and I told him in the chat, you better win, man. I'm pulling for you. What it would be for for him to win a race, somebody who's outside the cut line.
He's on the outside looking in against this top 5 cars that have been in the top 5 all night long. He's been chasing them down, and now he's in the leading spot.
He's been working on that car all night long, and right now he's sitting in 3rd place. You know, that's a good spot for him to be in.
Yes.
You know,
great position.
I hate to bring up, you know, old leagues and people that we don't always like, but this brings me back to, we had a late race caution. I was being a hot seat driver in the truck series at Pro. I got asked to sub one night, and I was like, alright, we'll do it. You know, this is after I scored my win at Homestead. Controversial or not, I've scored the win. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever, don't care. I made a name for myself, and I stuck to it. But we restarted, 2 to go. Caution. Something happened. Came down for 4 tires. Alright, I was in 2nd. Someone didn't pit because they were trying to go to the front. We're racing. Comes back out. I get the restart of a lifetime. And I'm like, I gotta take it because the front row didn't go. We crossed the line. Right. I dove it down to the bottom. I didn't lift. Till we were on the backstretch going into 3. And the 1st place driver, he got squirrely and just slid up into the 2nd place driver. Corner exit. And I just looked up in the mirror, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And it was so... people just didn't know what to say. Didn't know what to do. They couldn't run me down, and I accidentally clicked off my mirror, so when I was going... when we took the white flag, going into backstretch again, I didn't have a chance to click my mirror back on to enjoy the gap that I had. And we just kept going. Crossed that line, and the next week, Pro had somebody in the booth calling the development race, and I didn't get a chance to talk about my win afterwards, and Bobby said, you know, you go ahead and talk about your win last week, and the guy that was in there, he said to me, he meant I made the comment about not being able to enjoy the mirror, or not be able to enjoy the gap, and he said that's a driver's worst enemy is your mirror, because it lets you know how close people are to you. And right now, Goose has that mirror turned off because he's driving away from the 13.
The nose is down and all 4s are on the ground.
Yep. You know, still a great night for him. Great points night for him. Great night for the 13. Great night for Marty Party, who's battling the 20 car right now. To stay...
for 3rd, correct?
Yes, for 3rd. Could you... at the start of the night, Marty Party, do you think we talk about him as much as we are?
Honestly, I don't... No, I don't think so. Because, you know, Marty Party has been the last, 4 races where he's been that late charger. The beginning of the 1st stage and the end of the 2nd stage, you know, he'd be in the top 5, but he always finds a way on the long run on the 3rd stage to come back in the top 3.
Look at the 20 making a pass on the 13, and the 89 following suit. Can the 89 finish 3rd? Can he do it? Clear on the 20.
Coming down to how many laps, Jade?
78 in the wall there. Maybe some damage, not enough. You know,
I don't think it slowed him down a lot.
I don't think so either. I think he's good to go. 20 slid up. Contact with the 13. Here we're following with our 4th place driver, Marty Party.
And Goose just rolling that middle groove right now. I haven't seen him touch that yellow line like he has been all race.
White flag is out here at Iowa.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank and Rogers Racing Engine.
13 into the wall hard. Can the 89's going to capitalize?
89's gonna
Marty
capitalize
Party
and
up to
take
third. Can he finish it?
Last corner.
No way.
Wow.
Goose is
Top
going to join
3.
Scorpius 2 wins this season. The 20 and second. Marty Party finishes third.
Wow. Right place,
Right time. Great job, Marty Party, finishing third. Congrats to Goose. 2nd win of the season. 20 cars, solid night.
Getting it done in stage 2 and coming out 2nd in the final stage. I'd say it was a great race all around. My hat goes off to the guys in this series for going 3 weeks in a row, no cautions. We went green to green, or green to checkered.
Marty, just, great for Goose, great for the 20. But the story tonight is Marty Party, man.
Right. He was in the top 10. He was in the back of the top 10 for the first 2 stages. And then he comes back in this 3rd stage from, 7th or 8th and brings home 3rd.
We'll get the fastest lap here, then we'll get the top 3 in here, plus Jacob Van Heevy, because I want to hear what his highest heart rate was. Fastest lap, like Big Hoss Doss!
No kidding.
With a 23.5!
Wow. Talk about wheeling it.
Big Hoss Doss with the fastest lap of the night. We're going to get our top 3 in here. Let me go grab a Nat 20 and my buddy Marty Party. Alright, we need Marty Party to get in here. That was fantastic race. They put on one heck of a show till the end. Well, while we're waiting for everybody to get in here, we're going to go ahead and talk to our 2nd place winner. Hey, Nat 20, is your voice allowed to share, buddy?
What'd you say?
Is your voice allowed to share?
Oh, yeah.
So, 2nd place, couldn't quite get there to the 78, but we didn't see a whole lot the first stage battle in that top 5. 2nd stage, you came out, you pulled the wool out from everyone's eyes, and you saved the win. You saved the win the stage. That was fantastic. That was something we talked about is possible to happen, but wasn't sure if you could get it done to do it.
Saving fuel is one of my favorite things, and I did it for the entire run, and I still ran out of fuel in the last corner. It was very difficult. I didn't think it was going to be that hard.
Yeah, but hey, you saved it. You got there to the end. You won that stage. That's a valuable stage point, or a playoff point rather. It's very valuable.
I needed it because stage 1. You're right. I wasn't up there fighting, but I had a really tight car, so I was good in the late run anyway. So I was just kind of waiting it out, and then I ended up speeding by 4 miles an hour coming into the pits, and that cost me stage 1. And it ended up hurting me stage 3 because when I ended up, it kind of scared me into that fuel saving strategy. I just won't pit at all. But stage 3, I had to pit. So really, that first pit stop, I came in a little too slow, and I was running out of fuel as I came in, and that 1-2 seconds I lost there might have been the difference for winning the race.
Well, you definitely put on one heck of a show to get to the end.
Nice. Trying to run that Kyle Larson line. And while I got you here, do you mind if I maybe stir the pot a little bit, kick up some drama while we're in here?
Listen, I like storylines, so go ahead.
Yeah, I think we could use one. I love running for D for C. I love my teammates. They're all fast. I love getting to race with them. And Larson does a fantastic job on the X Series commentary. But for whatever reason, I don't think he likes me as a teammate very much. He was actually rooting against me there in stage 2, which I thought was kind of weird. He's very quick to kind of just say, teammates, kind of under his breath. He never really wants to work with me or talk with me. So, good luck to him in the regular season points, but I'm going to try to make it very difficult on him. And I'm not going to give him any teammate loving on the track as much as he may want it.
And I don't know about you, Jade, but that was awesome. I like how you put that.
It wasn't disrespectful.
No,
and that's there's a fine line of saying, hey, this is how I feel about something, and then there's a flip side of that coin of being just trashing the guy. That right there was, hey, this is what I see, how I feel about it. I'm not giving it to you.
What I'm gonna do about it.
I'm not giving it to you. So,
in all honesty, I think that's more encouragement to him. You know what I mean?
That's what I want. I feel like we've kind of risen. The dust has settled over the few weeks. We're finding ourselves near the top quite often. We're consistent for the most part, but it doesn't mean we can't both push each other further and elevate. And hopefully this rivalry works better for both of us.
Well, absolutely, and I said in the booth during the race, this race was about the Hurlbut Senior, the Mike Senior cars tonight. It was about them. They were up front all night long, and I said to Alex, when I saw both Larson and you running 1-2, then the 78 and the 5 running 3rd and 4th. And I said, these D4C cars are like, listen, if you want this team championship, you're going to have to come earn it. Because we earned these points the whole beginning of the season. And, with the signing of Goose to the 78 and Casey to the 5, it has elevated that team to they've been the best team in the past 3 weeks, in my opinion. The amount of points gained per race has been more than anybody else. And just the consistency, always up front, always in the top 5, always battling. When it comes down to that, when it comes down, D4C and Herbert Motorsports, they're going to be the two, I think, slugging for the team championship at the end of the season. Granted, D4C's got a 300-point lead, but I think that's where it's going to end up. Great job tonight. Great job in your second place. Proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Yes, awesome job.
Thank you.
So we're gonna move to a first time interviewee. Is your voice on the share before we get going? I mean, I can hear you, but I don't think I can hear you on stream.
Loud and clear.
Alex, did you check the stream if they can hear? Let me check it.
Let me check it.
To hit subscribe for the
Nope, that's not what.
That's not.
No, that's not it.
Well, hitting some strides we are.
That's it. That's my ugly voice coming through. Marty Party, can you say something so I can try to hear it again? That's it. That's my ugly voice coming through. Marty Party, can you say something? My ugly voice. No, your voice isn't allowed to share. Oh. So go into your party settings. I'll talk you through it. No, your voice isn't allowed to share. All right, we're gonna mute myself because I don't want to hear myself talk anymore. Okay, party settings. Then go to allow your voice to be shared. Hit always allow. All right. I don't know. We'll find out here. Me and my ugly voice. God, I hate my voice.
You shouldn't, buddy. That's good stuff.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna keep my phone away from my mic so I can. Alright, Marty Party, go and try to say something again.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, it's a good night to finish third.
And you had an amazing car in the third stage. Do you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was, you know what, we were able to kind of hang with the top four for the most of the first pit stop, and then the second pit stop I pitted a tad bit early to see if I could get out front, and managed to do that, but was not gonna be able to kind of hang on for the long run. I was gonna say, I was okay, usually right in the first 3 or 4 laps, and then it fell off pretty quickly, and then I was able to regain it the last handful of laps, but took advantage of a couple guys who usually are in the top there getting into trouble, and managed to kind of find a way into third, which is fun.
So, you know, I said I was talking to Alex during the show, or during the race, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you know, the 13's going to come back out, and we were talking, you know, we all thought the 13 was going to come back out as the leader, and then when I heard the 89 was the leader, I was like, what? It's like, I thought he was a lap down. Well, then I chimed into the chat to make sure I heard correctly, and I'm like, Alex, I got a bombshell. You ready?
Yeah.
And we started freaking out because, like, we've seen you run towards the front, but we've never seen you finish in the front. And
No, yeah, this is my first top 3, so
you know, like Alex and I started thinking, like, you know, maybe can he pull off the win here, surprise upset, you know, really kind of show what you can do. And you know I made comment about the tips and tricks videos, and you like them, you watch them every week, and
yeah, absolutely.
I didn't get one up for Iowa this week. I was had a lot going on this weekend. I didn't get a chance to record it. But, you know, it goes to show, you know, that this Busch series, you guys are learning, and that's the thing that matters the most. You guys,
absolutely. As I say,
go ahead.
I was gonna say last 3 laps, I think I finished, or last 3 races, I've got 3 top 6s now, and got a lot of points at Texas last week. So hoping to kind of continue that momentum. I'm still learning at the Indy Roval, so I was gonna say that'll be a bit of a fun time to get ready for, but excited kind of for the rest of it, and hoping to make the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, this is definitely cementing you as somebody, one of them back runners, the dark horse, if you would, of somebody that can definitely take a shot at trying to make it. And I think that, you know, when I pick my 12 drivers, you know, I don't get a chance to talk to all of you week in and week out. And, you know, I blame myself for that, because I don't quite always make myself available, because I'm always running around doing something for somebody. But, you know, when I do get to talk to you guys before the race, after the race, post-race, pre-race, I enjoy it. And I enjoy hearing the new voices and the new faces come in and go. And, you know, I feel you're a driver that I'm going to fight tooth and nail to keep you around for as long as I possibly can. So, congratulations on your third place tonight. Fantastic to see you finish in the top 3, top 5, get some stage points. Definitely looking to see you maybe get a win this season, if not next.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for putting this all on. As I say, I know it's a lot of work on your guys' ends, and it's a lot of fun every Tuesday night to come racing. So, thanks to you guys for putting this all on.
Absolutely, buddy. Have a good night.
Thank you for putting a show on for us.
Oh yeah, that too.
Absolutely. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
So, we talked to second, we talked to third. Now we're going to slide on to the guy who gets the big trophy for tonight, gets his second win of the season, Mr. Goose. Goose?
Is he here? I don't think he's here.
What is that about? The big... Wait. Goose? Huh, we might be having some technical difficulties with Victory Lane here tonight. Did Jacob end up joining?
No.
No, Jacob did not join. So we're going to try to get Goose here in another minute. But Steve, what did you think of the racing here tonight?
I thought it was fantastic.
These
Really good racing tonight.
These Busch guys, they are learning, and they've figured out what it takes, to be part of the WRL, to see what we strive for. And I couldn't be more proud of the Busch guys. They ran caution free tonight. There were definitely some issues, but that happens. But they ran...
That's short track racing.
Yes. They ran caution free. So definitely very proud of these guys. Mike, what did you think of the action here tonight?
Oh, these guys, incredible. I mean, these guys did exactly what they needed to, and it's kind of simple. Just like I kind of have this theory: do your job, and that is what they did. They come here, they want to race, they want to enjoy the action, they want to race hard, as clean as possible, because it is, we know it's NASCAR and it's not always accurate in some ways. But they still continue and they still fight hard, and the product of is exactly what Iowa. We all know Iowa's not an easy track. It takes a little bit of finesse to get around here, and that is exactly what these guys did. Was they worked hard, got what they needed to get, and they were patient with each other and respectful, and all it was just when we were around each other, we made sure everybody knew the awareness. We made sure we did the best of our possibilities, because sometimes the closing rates can be a little bit more faster than we expect. But all for all, another great race, another second race in a row, caution free. And you can't ask for anything better than that. And these guys are becoming it's becoming a family, and that's what I thrive for. Especially doing this is the family aspect of it, that we are family, and it shows.
Absolutely, I do agree with that, and that's something the WRL is moving towards to try to become is more of a family. And granted, there's a great foundation within this league, and then when we start putting the pieces into place, we start putting the pieces into place, there is it elevates it. With Steve coming on board last season for the WRL's first NASCAR season in how long, with Steve coming aboard as our primary sponsor for the league, that was a big step. Mike, having you come in with the knowledge and experience that you have, it helps elevate it even more. It makes it bigger than what it can be.
And by saying that, Jade, and this is always something that I believe, that the leaders are only good as its drivers, and the drivers are only as good as its leaders. And both series, it's a product of that. It's a product of the hard work that we all try to do to make sure that we do it, correctly, and that the guys get what they deserve, and that's the recognition of their hard work, their practice, and everything that they put into these 2 nights, Tuesdays and Wednesdays nights, and that's what thrives myself, you, Boz being, commentating, and a lot of the other people that give their time to make this happen. Steve for being here, as part of this, and this league will only get bigger and better and stronger as time goes on. And I feel that, and that's that's why I'm you're part of that, is because I know what the capabilities of are, and it's well on its way.
Absolutely, it's growing. So there was some technical difficulties. I thought I added Goose to the chat. He wasn't in here, and I got confused. So now we're in victory lane with our winner, Goose. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me.
There it is.
So you
Was I
ran
disqualified?
what?
I
No.
don't know. Oh, okay.
No. I thought you were in here and you weren't. So that's why I was
okay.
confused. That's on me. I thought I hit your name and apparently I didn't. Is your voice allowed to share? It should be.
Yeah.
Okay. So, second win of the season. You know, you've definitely cemented yourself as a championship contender, a race winner week in, week out. How does that make you feel moving forward?
Fortunate. Look, I want to publicly apologize to Larson. I know I got into him one time. Did not mean to. I'm so sorry. That's not the way I race. So I just want to put that out there. But I mean, winning feels good. That last pit stop, I loosened that bad boy up, and I thought to myself, "Boy, you're gonna have to go fast if you want to win this thing." So I did. That makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense to me. You know that
Completely sense.
You know, if my whole rule of thumb is if I don't have to run a full fuel run on the last stint of the race, I'm loosening that car up and its elbows out. You know.
Yeah.
And I
see the thing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The thing about this track is if you drive it hard, you're going slow. If you just baby it in there and then feather it on out, I mean that's the way I go the fastest. Because when I try and go fast or when I try to catch someone, I'm slow.
Absolutely. It's, you know, we saw you go up and down through the top 5 all night long. I don't think you were ever outside the top 5. Which is, you know, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just pacing myself.
You know, we saw you battle with the 54. We saw you battle with the 13. We saw you battle with the 89 there at the end. You know, congrats to him on his top 5. But tonight was about you, and you went out and put on a show for us.
Well, I wanna say thanks to Mike for bringing me in here and for practicing with me all week, and Casey. I think he run into some bad luck. Matter of fact, he's run into some bad luck to almost every race we've had so far. He's a lot better than that. Usually he leaves me in his dust. So, but he'll get it together and he'll be up there.
Absolutely. He seems. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
That's all it is a matter of time.
I think he has to get used to these Xfinity cars. We don't run these that much.
Yeah.
We haven't.
Absolutely. They are a different beast than the Cup cars. They are a total different beast. They are insane to me.
Well, all I gotta say is that, Goose, since I'm sitting here with you, I mean, congratulations, buddy. Great job once again. I'm so glad that me, you, and Casey have gotten together, and obviously, just to give you your shout out because I made a top 10, and you said I would do it.
Oh yeah.
And I did make the top 10, and I got stage points, and you know what I mean? That improvement of all the hard work that you put in with me. So that gratitude goes vice versa, my friend, because of by the work that you did to me, and you got your win. You know what I mean? That it all worked out for all of us. And yeah, Casey, unfortunately, he's had 2 races with bad luck, but I'm not worried about Casey because I know his driving capabilities, and he just got in the wrong place at the wrong time, which could happen to any one of us at any point in time. So, but you guys have elevated this team. You've elevated me, both you guys, by having you guys join me. I don't know how to say anything more other than, thank you very much, and the future for us looks very bright.
Well, I want to give a shout out to the best team owner in WRL. That's my team owner, Mark Hurley.
Well, thank you,
Boom.
Goose. I mean, I appreciate it, buddy. And, just real quick, just to touch base, Jade, tomorrow night, everybody, please tune in tomorrow night because tomorrow night's Cup Race broadcast is not only the Cup Race at Iowa, but it's also my birthday, and it's going to be, I won't hold anything back tomorrow night.
Well, I know last season, if you look at Iowa statistically, Iowa was probably the most competitive race that we had. Because you had drivers that I think all the drivers led at least one lap at Iowa last season. Everyone led at least one lap. And that's just because everyone got hooked on the high side. When you went to the bottom, you got passed. So,
and that way, if you notice, Jade, tonight there wasn't quite so much. People were running high side. People could run the low side. People actually took the initiative to try to get that low side worked in. You know what I mean? During their time, during the week that, since, from Tuesday to next Tuesday, they had that whole time. And, some of us practice together, some of us don't, but in general, it's that same thing. Somebody wants that high line because they know it's the fast way around, but that low line, I gotta say, Goose was one of the best ones that I know when I was running with him in practice with me, trying to get me to run that low line. I just wasn't quite there to get that type line, so that's why I had to kind of adjust it, for me. But I mean, it can be done. It's just you got to work for it, and you got to be patient with it. You got to have all those, all the, things that you got to do to make that low line work. And it paid off for him tonight because now he's got his second win already.
Absolutely, and the wins will keep coming. In this Busch series, it's come a long way from what it was at Daytona. And the fact that you guys ran caution-free again tonight, very proud.
Wait till the playoffs, buddy, because then the heat really turns up.
Like I said, the big one that everyone's circling on their calendars coming up. We got 4 races. 4 races now. That's all we got left.
Really? Wow.
4.
Yeah. It's a short season.
I'm really looking forward to next week because I've been really trying to teach myself to do custom setups. I'm like, what do you do? What's this do if you do this? And I do a change and I'll go in there. I'm like, oh, that's what that does. Okay.
Well, Goose, you definitely have to get with me this week because that's something that I do know.
Well, I know that the tips and tricks video will be up. I'm hoping by Sunday. I'm probably going to record it probably tomorrow in between my shifts. So I will have it up hopefully by Sunday at the latest. So you guys will have at least a base setup to work with. Give you guys a few days. And then, because I know the setup I'm running for Cup. And I love my setup. It's not the fastest, but she's stable. That's all I care about.
I mean, it's now this is a whole different dynamic than what everybody's used to with the custom setups for the road course. You just can't go. I mean, I used to say this all the time. It's like going into a big game. If you don't take the time to prepare yourself. Tonight was a prime example, for myself. If you don't take the time to prepare yourself, you're not going to perform to the standards that you're required to. And tonight would have been a prime example. I took everything I had all week long to get along with get with my teammates and to run with them and to work with them, and look what the outcome was. I got my first top 10 of the season, my first top 10 in the stages. You know what I mean? And the proof is in the work. It really is.
Absolutely. And also the big thing about next week for the Cup Series is the driver favorite, the Indy doubleheader. We run the Roval first and then the Oval. 2 chances to kiss the bricks next week in the Cup Series. So
it's going to be a tough one. That's a tough one.
Do you have to run both?
You do not have to run both. You can run one. The distance is at 25%, no stages, 2 times wear, and still relaxed cautions.
Because I really am bad at the Indy Oval. But I believe I have that hot seat next week for that Indy Roval.
Yes,
Yeah,
you'll
you
be
do, buddy.
running the 51 next week for Fatal Motorsports, my team in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited to have you come up. You know,
Jade bribed me.
Right.
Jay didn't bribe
Okay.
anything. You were like, hey, listen, we gotta talk. And I'm like, all right, hey, man, I don't care. Listen, I'm trying to fill that 51 as much as I can before the end of the season because once Bristol's over, there's no more hot seating.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
She's done for the end of the season.
Then it's locked up for everybody, and from at that point on, it's go time at that point.
It's go time. It is go time. But with that being said, I want to wish everyone the best of luck tomorrow night. Thanks everyone for coming out, watching the race here tonight. From everybody here at the WRL, I want to wish you a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night back here at Iowa.
Happy birthday.